Good morning and welcome to Jenn Jiggles. Today is November 18th, 2019. Hi! I'm back 1.1 pounds lighter than I was last week. Not as much progress as I'd hoped, but I was very naughty this weekend. I wasn't all last week. Last week I was really good, but this weekend, bad girl. Bad, naughty girl. Yeah, so what happened? I did really well all week. Lots of greens, lots of veg, fruit, pears, oranges, peaches, grapefruit, all kinds of good stuff. And then Friday night, it was boom. I had a cold for a few days, which thank God didn't last like forever, like the last one. But anyway, I ordered pizza from Domino's, and I had 2 pieces of pizza and 2 chicken leg things, and then I ate 2 Domino's cookies. Really bad. Naughty. Do I look like somebody should be eating Domino's cookies? No. I should not be eating Domino's cookies. I'm a bad, naughty person. Really bad, naughty person. Saturday I was okay. I didn't do naughty things. I made banana bread. And I did have some banana bread, but not a ton of banana bread. And then yesterday I was okay again. I didn't go overboard with anything. But then last night when we were watching the results show, yay, Saffron stayed. Go, Saffron. Yeah, so what happened was we had 4 wheat crackers with goose liver pate made with Madeira wine. Shame on me. Yeah, not good. I shouldn't be laughing because I fucking blew what I did and I worked really hard last week. But yeah, it was nice and it's okay to have a treat. There were no alcohol points last week. I do have those small bottles of white wine and champers and things, but I stayed away from it mostly because I really wanted to be able to take some Sudafed, and I didn't want to mix it with alcohol because that's really stupid. So yeah, but I did exercising. I've started off again this morning with my calisthenics day. I'm doing 40 straight sit-ups and then 40, side-to-side sit-ups. I'm doing leg lifts. So basically, when I'm done with my sit-ups, I stay on my back and I lift my legs straight off the floor, and I do that 20 times. And then I lift them up and go outwards. I do that 20 times. And then I roll over on my side and do leg lifts from my side, propped up like, those glamour shots from 1980 where women had all that soft camera lens thing on them, and your hair was all poofy and you had big shoulder pads and shit. Yeah. If you didn't do that here in England, that's okay, but people did that in America. I did not ever do that in America, and I am not putting it down in any way. I just didn't do it. I saw a lot of people who did do it. Saw their pictures. And of course, everybody goes back and laughs at that kind of thing later because you think, what the fuck was I thinking with my hair? And I know I probably thought the same damn thing because I got a bob back in 1982 or 3, and my friend Sue went, Jenny, that is not your haircut. So I went and got it cut again. God bless Susie because, at least she was honest and said, your hair looks like shit like that. Don't do that to your hair again. But yeah. Remember back in the 80s when that kind of 1920s straight around bob is? I think my head's too fucking square for it. It's not elongated enough. So yeah. Anyway, what else? Yeah, so I started off again this morning, and I had a pear for breakfast. I'll probably go have some oatmeal though because it's a bit chilly out. And I say a bit chilly, it's -1 here. So Helen, it's got to be freezing in Scotland because it's working cold here. So yeah, so exercise is the thing of the week. I think too the calisthenics are because I'm building them up fairly quickly. I'm building some muscle mass, so that's kind of good, but bad because it's taking away from what I see on the scale. But it's a good thing too because the muscle mass burns fat. Sorry. Yeah, so today is the 18th. It is my brother Mike's birthday. I always get his and dad's mixed around. My brother Mike is the youngest member of our family, or was the youngest member of our family. He committed suicide in 2013. My dad passed away in 2015, but their birthdays were, you know, 18th and 19th. So it's happy, bittersweet kind of time, but yeah. So yeah, Mike was 2 years younger than myself. So he would have been 52 this year. For all you curiosity people, we don't know why he committed suicide. He left no note. He didn't tell anybody. And it was a pretty bad time for our family because Mom was dying of lymphoma. And my dad had just had a massive stroke and was in a stroke center all at the same time. So it was all very not good. But we got through it as a family. And then, yeah. So, happy birthday to my mom, or my brother and my dad in heaven. If you believe in heaven. If you don't, well then, just happy birthday. Moving along, because that's a bit maudlin sounding, isn't it? Yeah, so I just plan to stick with everything I've been doing. It is so slow going, but at least it's going, you know what I mean? And yeah, so there we go. Yeah, what else did I get up to this weekend? We went out. I'll show you some of the things that I got when we went out. But the first thing I'll show you is this. This is, we went to B&Q. Helen, you'll know what B&Q is. My American friends, Kimmer. B&Q is basically Home Depot. Or Wix, or whatever. Yeah, Helen, they have a Wix in America, but it's kind of different than our Wix here. But I had read or seen, I didn't read. I saw on YouTube how these people are making these like little space heaters, and some people are going, oh my god, it's so dangerous, but it's not really. So these things throw in some heat. So basically it's a clay bottom and the clay top of the pot, and then I got these washers and built it up, and I put a couple washers on top to only let a little bit of the heat out, you know, rising. And this thing, oh my god, it's so warm. So this is the gig. I am very, very ecologically conscious now because of what's going on, and it is a dire situation, and I'm not going to lecture. I'm just going to say there isn't going to be anything for our kids, our grandkids, if we don't fucking stop abusing the energy that we have. So my furnace comes on, my combi boiler comes on at 6 o'clock in the morning, goes back off at 9, and doesn't come back on until 4 and only runs till 8 because I'm trying to cut down on energy consumption and gases that go into the air that are choking our planet. So this is going to stay in here with me, and when I go downstairs, it will go downstairs with me and stay in whatever room I'm in. I don't much have to worry about heat in my lounge because I have a giant bay window in the front of my house, and the sun sits on the front of my house most of the day, so that sun comes in that front window and heats that room up almost to the point of boiling. Like, I shut my draperies in the summer because you can't bear it in there, which is good. I'm not complaining because you might as well use the energy from the sun. But it doesn't get that warm because this room's on the back of the house, so I thought I'm just going to give it a try, and it is working. So when I'm done recording here, I'm going to get Blossom to come back in to stay, and I'm going to shut the door, and I'm going to use this to heat. Now it's got 2 tea lights in it, and those 2 tea lights are like, it is throwing some heat. I mean, some proper heat. And the tea lights that I buy are really not expensive. I buy them by the bag at Morrison's, and they're like 4-hour tea lights. So yeah. So that little sucker's going to heat my room. Plus my iron runs sometimes. I'm trying to shut it off when it's not in use, or trying to, when I sew, get everything ready for ironing so I don't have to use the energy to keep my iron on all the time. Yeah, one thing I can tell you I use my iron for after I shut it off is I'll flip it over on its back into the end of my ironing board, because there's one of those mingy hole things in it. And so the handle bit goes right in there, and then I'll take my teacup and set it on top of it because it keeps it warm, and I'm not using extra energy from the microwave to heat up my tea because that's heating it up for me. Plus I'm using a lot of LED lighting throughout my house. Those lights up there are LED. So now I've banged on for a fucking ton of minutes when I said I wasn't going to lecture about stuff, which I really didn't. I was just saying what I was using. But yeah, so that's one of the things I bought. I will talk about this very quickly. Remember when I said Ian was kind enough to buy me these bias tape makers? but they were for Christmas and I couldn't touch them till Christmas. Well, I lied. I touched them. I got all the pockets done for my advent calendar. So I made the bias tape with some scraps of fabric that I had from some bags that I made. This quilt now is from Quilt Now. This ruler I got for free. You'll see the thread on the end of the bias tape. See that? This, even if you iron to start it, to push it through, it is really difficult to get your fabric through this, because I don't know if you can see how slim that opening is at the bottom there. So what I did was I just used a needle and thread and put some threads through double, and then I dropped the thread down through the hole in the bottom. So thread went in here, came out the bottom, and I just pulled it through that way and started ironing, and it worked okay. It does prove to be a little difficult when you get to the joins, like where you've, hang on, like where you've joined. Okay, right here. You see where I've had to sew to at a right angle to join the tape? You can't really see it because my face is in the, there it goes, right here, right there. Okay, so it's kind of difficult to pull it through at those things. I tried a lot of different ways to iron it, and I found the most efficient way to get it through was to iron it away from the way I was pulling it in, so the opposite direction I was pulling it in. And so yeah, so it's not my joints, my seams aren't opened, they're closed, but they're set, and I guess that's all that really matters. So I'll show you these, and I know you guys all saw a bunch of stuff on Cider House Crafts, and you'll see stuff again in December, but you guys are kind of getting to see the slow progress and points of construction here at Jenn Jiggles. But yeah, so the pockets are on. I don't know if you can kind of see them waving. Number 4 is just a mess, and I don't feel bad about it because it's just for us, but Ian really likes this. I was so surprised. He's like, we need to keep that forever and ever. So I was like, yeah, we do need to keep it forever and ever. So I think what I'm going to do is buy diabetic candies to put in the pockets, so we're not getting calories, but we're still getting our advent calendar treat. So we went to Abercon, which is a fabric store here in Lancashire. It's down in Preston, so it's about a 20-minute drive from our house. But we have an electric car, so I don't feel bad about going anywhere. Anyway, yeah. God, I'm gonna get on this whole energy kick now. We use a company, you know, I don't know if they're in Scotland or not, but there is a company that uses 100% like solar, wind power. That's how you get your power. Anyway, I got the cotton batting for this. It's very thin, but I was talking to the woman because I couldn't find the cotton batting there, and she basically said, let me back up. I did find the cotton batting that I used for the pockets, which was thicker, and I got it off eBay, I got it off Amazon, but at Abercon's it was 20 pounds a meter, which I thought was a bit outrageous, given I can get it for less on Amazon. But then again, I don't want to give Amazon a whole lot of money. I'd rather keep it local. But anyway, so I got this cotton batting, and she said that would be fine for the back of the advent calendar, because I wasn't sure, and I didn't want it to be uber thick because I don't want to have to put a friggin' denim needle back on my machine, because I had a whole thing with the denim needle, or with the needle. I changed the needle back to a 17. I think it was a 17. I can't remember. Anyway, I changed the needle back on my sewing machine, and I'm sewing, and it's banging. My sewing machine is actually banging, and I'm like, this machine is brand new. I will be so angry if something's wrong with it. But it was because when I changed the needle, I hadn't put the needle in correctly, so it was like leaning a bit to the left. It was skewed a bit, so that's why it was smacking into the side and banging when I was using it in the first position. So I figured that out after opening it up, cleaning it out, which I should have done anyway, and it's all right now. So anyways, when we were at Abercrombie's, I got the backing fabric for this. Oh, that looks black, but it's not. It's a bright green. Oh my goodness. Why is it doing that? It's like a deep holly green, that background. It's not that ugly black color that it seems to be. You know, it's not going to do it. Anyway, it's peppermint candies. So that is the back of that. So I'm going to get that done today. I know everybody says to wash your quilting fabric before you do your quilts, but I never do. And I'm not going to start. Basically because that thing probably won't ever get washed. And if it does, it might be once and it'll probably be by hand. Because I won't put that in the washer. But yeah, so I got that to back it. And that was 20 squid. So I spent 30... I think I spent a total of 38 quid in Abercrombie's, but I got a meter of that, which was 6 quid. I got that, which was 20 quid. And then I got this, and I said I wasn't going to buy any more of this friggin' knit fabric. But this stuff is so soft. It's a lavender, like my sweater. With the black speckly stuff in, and it's so soft. Oh my god. I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna make. Probably turtlenecks, maybe some pajamas. I don't know, but I'm gonna do something lovely with this because it's so nice. So I got that. That's all I got at Abercrombie. And I did the heater at B&Q. I got some ribbon. Oh, Helen, there are fixed circular needles at Lidl right now. Just so you know. Oh, also, if you got the little pamphlet for Christmas through your post, there's a £5 off coupon when you spend 40 quid. Last week there was a £10 off coupon in the mail, which I don't read, but I saw on the BBC news site when you scroll down on the BBC site and it shows newspapers, and I clicked on it and I was looking at the newspapers headings, and I saw there was a £10 coupon for Lidl, so I sent Ian to get it. He was going out anyway, so yeah. But anyway, I got this ribbon, which is cotton, I think, cotton synthetic something or other. I don't know, I've not opened it yet, but anyway, I bought a 99p snowman, which is like you put a tea light in the bottom of it, but it's just plain. It's got a nose and stuff, but it's just plain. There's no decoration on it, so I thought I'd just use some Gorilla Glue and make a little bow, and then just glue it on to it to give it a little bit of pop. Yeah, so, and plus I can use that for all sorts of things. So I guess I'll show you the crafty stuff really quick. I know you see that also on Cider House, but sorry, my chair's squeaking a lot. I'm gonna get a new chair eventually. But you can get here, you can just see it in progress rather than, in a month if I can't, get stuff done. That's sad. Yeah, so Byron's hat, I think I talked about it either on Cider House or here. Oh god, look at that. What is that? What is this nonsense and stuff? That can just be thrown away. So that hand spun that I showed you ages ago, bless. That's what's left of that hand spun that I did, that I got on Kent Island at a lovely little yarn shop, in a little, like, one of those shops where there's 5 different shops in a single shop things. So I got Byron's hat done. I would put it on, but it'll mess my hair up. So yeah, so it's done. That is a pattern from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It's a free pattern, hat for everyone. Anyway, I love it. He's seen it on WhatsApp, in a video chat and he likes it. So I'm glad. I told him if he didn't like it, send it back because it actually fits me too. So yeah, so I'm gonna get that posted off to him, and there you go. The next thing I'm gonna show is my bag from Sprite 966. Oh, Helen Duffin, I love you so. And this is Hell's Hollow. She sent me this as a gift, bless her. I love this friggin' wool. It's amazing to knit with. And I have 20 more rows, which isn't really 20 rows. Really, I've got to finish up this midnight blue and then another set of orange, and then I'm going to turn the heel. I don't know if I'm going to use another yarn to turn the heel or not, but yeah, probably, because I don't really want to break this up because it is so beautiful. But look at the colors in that. Isn't that the prettiest thing you've ever seen in your life? Love them so much. Thank you, Helen. Oh, and I'm using her little stitch marker, which is a lovely little thistle. Bless you. Yeah, so I've been working on that. I plan to work on that a little bit this afternoon. I'm going to be watching a Thanksgiving film and knitting, just to have a bit of a break from all of the existential bullshit that I do every day. I thought I'd have a cup of tea and watch a film, which I don't do very often on my own. This is Ian's Christmas sweater that I've been working on for a year. Let me get it right here. So I think last week I said I had to get to 17 inches, and I have done that. So now I can print the pattern out. It's a Pat Mancini pattern. I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably announce that on Cider House Crafts the next time I see you there, because it will be done. And then once it's done and I've podcasted, I can wrap it. But yeah, so that's done. It's being knit on my Majestics, Knitter's Pride Majestics. It's a size, I think it's a 6mm. Yeah, 6mm size, US size 10 needles. That's Knit Picks yarn. I'm not going to get into it, but not knitting with Knit Picks yarn anymore for production reasons. Yeah, so that's that. That's it. I guess that's all that's really going on here. I'm going to be working on my advent calendar this morning. I'm going to get this backing cut out, and get that sewn down to it so then I can sew the pockets on. And then hopefully I'll be able to get the backing cut and get some of that done today. Hopefully. I don't want to be doing that for ages and ages, but I like to be able to quit sewing at 11:30 this morning because I have some houseworky things to do. And yeah, I like to make sure that my salad is ready for noontime, because if I don't, then I tend to be fighting with myself in my head, saying, hey, you can have that, when I really shouldn't be having that thing, whatever it might be. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so I hope you've had a really productive week. Kim, I got your message on Instagram, but my iPad died, and then I had to keep rebooting it because it wouldn't let me click on any of the applications on it. But I got that iPad when we lived in Doha, and that was 2014, so it might be coming to the end of its life. I don't know, and I can't really afford right now to buy another one because they are freaking expensive. So yeah, so might be starting to put a little bit of money to the side to get myself a new iPad. But probably before that, I've got to get Ian a new laptop because his laptop sucks dong. Yeah. There you go. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's all I can think to say. I want everybody to work really, really hard all week to either maintain your weight loss or lose some weight, but make sure you get some exercise in there for your heart. Oh, I'm going to talk about this on my, I've got a few seconds left. I'm going to talk about this on my, Cider House Crafts podcast because I think it'll help crafters, but it looks like my fingernail is dirty under there. You see that black spot? Well, it's not. I shoved something up under my fingernail and it hurt so bad and it bled and it looks horrible, doesn't it? But it's not dirty. That's like under my fingernail, but and it hurt and it was pounding and pounding and pounding. And I couldn't think of anything to do. I mean, it hurt so much I didn't want to pick up my knitting nails because just putting pressure on it, it didn't help that I had an orange later and that got in it, which stung like hell. You know how like if you get lemon juice in your eye? Yeah. Anyway, it just suddenly dawned on me. And I came upstairs to my medicine cabinet and I got my Orajel out. And I shoved Orajel up under my fingernail, like I pressed it because, you know, it's like a ointment kind of thing. And I put it up under there and then kind of squeezed down on my nail to kind of shift stuff around. And that Orajel went in there and like 2 minutes later, my finger wasn't pounding anymore. And I didn't get sick from it or anything. So I can't really say, hey, use Orajel for pain anywhere. But I can say that that friggin' worked on my hand. And I burnt my arm. You can't really see it. I burnt my, see that? I burnt my arm there. This long one right here, that's also a burn from about 3 years ago. But anyways, I burnt my arm on my oven. And I came upstairs again and got Orajel and put it on it. And it stopped burning. So you know how they put the anesthetic in the Orajel? Yeah. Just try it. It's very good. Anyway, right, I'm gonna go. I have to do my elbows with Helen's stuff and then I have to get sewing. But anyway, I hope you're all okay. I will see you next Monday, hopefully with at least another pound off my fat ass. And you take care of yourselves. Hope you're looking forward to Thanksgiving. We are. I will talk to you later. Oh, P.S. I'm so sad that Halloween's over. I was aching last week to say I wish Halloween was like for the next 3 holidays. But it's not, and people enjoy Christmas, so there you go. But I miss Halloween so much. And I think there's 348 more days till Halloween. Yay. Anyway, crazy girl. Alright, I am going to let you go for sure now. For sure. And I will talk to you later. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.